Hey guys, earlier this year we had a really pretty day where things finally dried out, and I decided to go ahead and get my gardens going, and jumped on the tractor, got the disc, looked up, and here comes Susan with the video camera. Now, I'm not used to having somebody film me outside. If I had known, I'd have put on a better looking shirt and probably washed the tractor up a little bit too. Now, most people know me for the hydroponic stuff, all the things I've been able to do inside the greenhouse, but when it warms up, it's time to get outside and play in the dirt. So I'm going to give you a real quick look at some of the things that we did last year and talk about plans for 2014 and what we hope to be able to accomplish. This first garden spot, what I'm working on, last year I had that field corn that did really well, that Reed's Yellow Dent corn, and this year we'll kind of turn this over to my neighbor, the old fella across the way there, 90-some years old. He's not going to be planting a big garden this year, so my neighbor needs somewhere to plant some of his stuff, so I'm going to let him plant some corn and maybe some butter beans and stuff over here. So we'll take the front half of that and let him have it. So I took the tractor and headed on down to my lower garden, which used to be my preferred gardening spot till I kind of got things going behind the greenhouse in another garden, and started tearing that up. Still had the corn stalks laying there from last year. In that particular garden, we had Silver Queen corn last year that did really well. We had some snap beans down there, and had 2 rows of okra that nobody really picked anything off of. Just nobody was ever interested in it. So all that stuff is tilled back into the soil. Down here in this lower garden, I think I'm going to put tomatoes down there this year, and probably some more snap beans since they grow just about anywhere around here. So headed on back up the hill a bit to the garden right down below the greenhouse. And this is one where I had a little bit of an issue last year with some drainage. The water kind of held right there coming from down the hill and right in one spot there. So I may, the section over to the left of it, farthest up the hill, I may turn that over to the chickens a little bit. And the rest of it, I still got the strawberries in place. We want to plant some asparagus down there. Yep, we're in it for the long haul. Planting stuff for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years and farther on out than that. Last year I had tomatoes down there in this spot. The big beef did really well. Had Goliath and Rutgers, just made a ton of tomatoes in there. Also had some sweet peppers, hot peppers too, and my snap beans that did halfway decent, the ones that didn't drown. Now before I could get up to the upper garden right there behind the greenhouse, Susan, I think she was cooking something or either canning something, one or the other. She had to go, so I didn't get no footage of going over that one with the tractor, but that was some really good soil there. This is a garden that I have worked hard at building the soil up by adding the horse manure and the goat manure to it. Always tilling all my stuff back into the ground when I can, or either composting it and using that to put back on the garden. And the soil is really coming along in there. I went ahead and turned my cultivators loose in there and just let them have a field day. The chickens, they just really enjoy getting around in there and working that soil. And this is going to be the spring garden for this year. This is where the peas are going to be, the potatoes, the cabbage, onions, all that good stuff. So probably as they begin to play out, then we'll mix in some of the warmer stuff too. In this garden last year, I had some beautiful squash and zucchini, had corn over here, had the pole beans going on. So that was a quick look back at last year, some of the things we had growing around here, and also a little talk about some of our plans for this year. With Susan and I working together, there ain't no telling what we can produce up here. Certainly way more than we can use, so we'll have plenty for our neighbors and some other folks in the community if they'd like to share in it. Y'all take care, Lord willing. We'll see you next time. If you found this video to be helpful, informative, entertaining, or just downright funny, don't forget to subscribe.